Welcome back to the Handy Landlord. All right, so I'm getting ready to try to take these off. I'm hoping they come off. We will see. Probably just gonna leave this shut off for now. It seems to be fine. It's holding, so I'm probably not gonna mess with it. I actually don't know where the meter shut off is outside. Don't worry, I can only find one of my gloves from the other night. I'm just supporting this. This is a coupling. It should come off of here. All right, there we go. Now the city where I currently live, going around and they are changing all of these water meters, which I honestly can't imagine having that job. So yeah, I wouldn't want it, I know that. Now people online will tell you that you're not allowed to cut these wires. But you always want to back up your fitting that you're trying to twist out of. So what I'm trying to put on there is new meter spuds. And sometimes it goes fine, other times it does not. It's not gonna go good. Same thing. Right there, you can see it start to melt. Just like that, you can unsweat it. I did find my other glove. Look at that, not beveled at all or anything. I always bevel my pipe. All right, so this is my little beveling tool. And basically, all you do is stick it in the pipe and then turn it a few times and it takes off that burr. So it takes off that lip right there inside the pipe. I don't know. That's just what I do. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and prep these. I should have plenty of room because the other side has tons of play. I have the fittings in ProPress, but I just don't have them in copper. But ProPress is not allowed before the meter. After the meter in my city, you are good with ProPress, but you're not allowed before the meter. Has to be sweat or a McDonald nut are the two things I know. I don't know about compression. I know the McDonald nut is approved, but I don't know if you could use like compression fittings. My torch is just running free willy behind me. All right, it's the next day. I'm back on the job. I have all my copper stuff. These are all my copper fittings and my meter spuds. So I normally carry these extra meter spuds. I did buy, so anytime that I'm out of a part, I try to write it down in my van and then I will get it when I'm at Home Depot. But I did buy 2 extra and then I have 2 for this job. So I always do try to buy some extra parts. It was short on these, copper female adapter. I just always have to make sure that I get the right ones. I don't know all the terminology for copper, but I always want to make sure that I get it to where it goes over top of the pipe. So generally, if I clean one fitting, I clean both of the fittings. I like to try to do everything the same on both, just so, you know, it's good and I don't miss anything. Got that one cleaned. I do see there's some water. There's definitely some water that kind of in the pipe. So number 95, I believe this already has some solder in it. Just get a little bit, brush it on there. If somebody knows if this has flux in it, let me know. Or not flux, but a little bit of solder in it, I think. I don't know, don't quote me on that. All right, put it on there. You see that water dripping? It's never good. I did clean these joints last night. I was here. So I always try to do some things at night before I leave, just to make sure that I'll have the parts for tomorrow. So I normally try to limit my stops at Home Depot. That is one of the biggest reasons that I started driving a van, is you know, just to help with stock and have things in the van. And then here's my solder. It's the same roll that I've had for a long time because I do not do a ton of soldering. So this is always fun for me. I gotta light my torch. But this might go south because there's some water in the pipe, and I might have to get that water out first. We'll see. A lot of times it'll just boil off, but it's like that. Not too bad. Kind of cool these down a little bit before I... Now this is free water. Don't tell the city, okay? They get very upset with you getting free water. But tell them whenever you have a basement backup and you get hundreds of gallons of water that back up into your basement, ask them if you can get a discount. Guarantee you they say no. All right, so wrapping Teflon onto threads, okay? This is how I know how to do it. So take it in your right hand, this in your left hand. I don't know if it'll be reversed on the camera or not, but what I do is you take this just like that, you hold the end of the tape down with your thumb. Now it's very important that you have the tape flowing this certain direction, and then all you do is wrap it around, and once you get one loop on top of that tape, you can move your thumb, and then you just go around. I'm gonna do like 3 turns. A lot of people struggle with that. I see a lot of people really struggling with that, so right there's a good tip. Use pipe thread sealant also. I use Blue Monster. I actually like the white better, but right now I have the blue. A lot of people get very upset that you use Teflon tape and pipe thread sealant, which I guess I don't know why it matters to them, but online it's a very upsetting thing to use both. Somebody commented, and yeah, and then multiple people commented, and I was like, oh, okay. I guess this is a thing now. Tighten these back up. All right, make sure you have both of your washers in, and then you are good to put the meter in. Now, you want to make sure that you do not put this in the wrong way. The city gets very upset when you do that, so. I've only heard stories. I haven't actually done that or seen that. There you have it. Hold the meter and then you tighten up. There it is. All done. Got the new meter spuds on. I made a mistake, okay? I went ahead and I replaced these meter spuds as preventative maintenance, and then I also, I sweat on these new fittings because the meter spuds broke off in these fittings, and I did not change this valve. Now, I should have changed this valve. This right here's the stem, and then underneath there should be packing that is what's leaking. So, and a lot of times you can just tighten up this nut. So a lot of times if you have a leak right here, you can just snug up this nut. I normally just twist it in a little bit, snug up this nut, and then back it all the way out. That's important to make sure that you back this valve all the way out to get it to stop leaking. But in this situation, I've already tried to tighten this nut, and it does not seem to want to cooperate. All right, so here we go. Here's that twist lock thing. Pretty interesting. You just tighten, it looks like you just tighten it up to there, and then you kind of, you know, expands inside the pipe. I've already used it a little bit on this job, but gonna try to get it. All right, cleaned that joint, and I already fluxed it. Don't laugh at my setup there. It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be some water that's gonna boil off, unfortunately. Probably go grab a rag. What do you guys think? All right. All right, I think that's pretty good. Got a little bit of glob down there at the bottom, but be all right. I like the sandpaper better than this wire brush, but the sandpaper that I have right now is the grit kind, and I don't like that. I like the, I think it's like blue or something, but clean this up, clean in here real quick. Let's get it clean again. Make sure we're good and clean. Sweat this valve in. Now I've heard people charging $700 for these valves. I've heard people charging $100 for these valves. $300. I've actually been charged $300 before. Unfortunate, but I just, you know, I can't do everything. So if I have a tenant in a unit, I really just, I know it sounds crazy. I hate soldering inside of a unit. Just my personal preference, but I just feel like I'm always laying in bed at night thinking to myself, is everything there good? You know, I don't know. Maybe that's just me and me being worried, but yeah. All right. Sweat this in. So I probably should leave that shut, huh? This normally goes a little bit quicker on the second joint. Now I do use 95, oh, hit my finger. I do use, I believe it's 095 flux, which has a little bit of solder in it. Sure, I'll get all kinds of hate online that I don't know what I'm doing and all of that, which I completely agree with them. So that's fine. As long as I don't burn my hair off, I'll be alright, I think. It's funny, people love to tell you that you don't know what you're doing. And I couldn't agree more sometimes that I don't know what I'm doing. But I still have to get it done regardless, whether I know what I'm doing or I don't. So either way, I have to come up with a solution. And it's on me at that point. Just trying to clean up that joint just a little bit so it's not so loopy there at the bottom. But that's pretty good. I like to shine it up for YouTube purposes, you know what I'm saying? Here's the meter all done. New meter spuds, new shutoff, solder joints. Give you guys an up close view there. I just want to make sure that the haters will continue to hate. They're fine. They're not leaking. They're good to go. I'm not the best at soldering, but I'm definitely trying to force myself to get better at it. Yeah, so I actually had to sweat. I just recently had to sweat a shower valve in a very tight spot, actually through a drawer cabinet. So it was pretty tough, but got it done, got this job done. I'm trying to learn how to sweat because the city is going around changing all these meters, and I think that I am going to have a rash of shut-off valves that are, one, either leaking or don't shut off and they can't get their job done or something. I don't know. I just think it's going to create problems for me, them going around changing all these meters. But that's it. All right, I'm done. I'm out of here. See you guys later.